Continuing to read about can horses and zebras breed and have babies. We've talked about, inherited physical traits, behavioral traits between animals, whether it's horses, zebras, whether it's you and I. Today we get into the difference between genus and species. I will read through the passage and then we'll move on to parts A, B, and C. So just follow along as I read and then we'll go through the responses. Scientists arrange living organisms into groups based on common inherited traits. Horses and zebras have several traits in common. Both have hooves, both have manes and long tails, both eat grasses, leaves, and twigs. Because of these and other traits, horses and zebras belong to the same genus. Yet horses and zebras have their own unique traits, which is why they belong to separate species. Organisms within a species have many more traits in common than organisms in the same genus. In fact, it is often difficult to distinguish between members of the same species. The most important trait of a species is that its members are able to breed with each other to produce fertile offspring. A horse can breed with other horses, and a zebra can breed with other zebras. The offspring will look very similar to their parents. So for part A, it wants us to determine if the statement is true or false. So number one, animals within the same species can produce fertile offspring. So right here, second sentence, second paragraph, organisms within a species have many more traits in common than organisms in the same genus. In fact, it is often difficult. The most important trait of a species is that its members are able to breed with each other to produce fertile offspring. So number one would be true. Number two, it is often hard to distinguish between animals in the same genus. If we go back to the second paragraph, right here, it says it is often difficult to distinguish between members of the same species. So we know that this is false. And then number three, scientists group organisms mostly according to size. First sentence, first paragraph, scientists arrange living organisms into groups based on common inherited traits. So that would also be false. Part B, in our own words, explain the difference between a species and genus. Well, we can use the vocab words over here off to the right to help us with that. I have no idea why the font is so large on this today. So genus was a group of closely related species. And a species is a type of organism that can reproduce with others of the same type. So there's part B. And then part C says, based on what you have read, name an animal that would likely be in the same genus as a lion. So the lion genus is like the feline. So examples of other felines could be just a common house cat, tiger would be another example, leopard, just to name a few. So those are some examples for part C that would be in the feline genus. So there you have it. There's bell work for today, week 7, day 2. Hope you guys made your corrections if you need to, and enjoy your day.